We want to turn now to breaking news on Capitol Hill, where lawmakers are moving to potentially expel disgraced Republican Congressman George Santos after the House Ethics Committee today released a long-awaited and scathing report alleging new criminal behavior. The committee found, quote, substantial evidence that Santos violated federal law by filing false campaign reports and using campaign funds for personal purposes on everything from personal credit card bills to luxury goods.
Michael Guest, who's the chairman of the House Ethics Committee, a Republican from Mississippi, plans to introduce a resolution to expel George Santos from the House of Representatives.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and the chairman of the House Ethics Committee has issued a statement about pathological liar George Santos that would move to expel him from the House of Representatives. George Santos, the embattled congressman from New York, has maintained his innocence in the face of damning testimony. The chairman of the House Ethics Committee released details of an ethics investigation into Santos.
This vote could happen as soon as they return from the Thanksgiving holiday, so sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I think there's a real likelihood that he will no longer be a member of Congress by the start of the new year.
Santos was served a 13-count indictment for money laundering and theft of public funds and other charges. An additional 10 counts were tacked on in October. Santos is looking at possible prison time and fines.
Well, we've got some more electile dysfunction today to get to. George Santos is the topic of discussion. Let's get to it.
This is the quote from the committee. They say the committee concurs with the ISC's determination that Representative Santos's conduct warrants public condemnation, is beneath the dignity of the office, and has brought severe discredit upon the House. That is unequivocal. They don't leave any room for any kind of wiggle room for George Santos to try and explain his way out of this particular situation.
Freshman Republican Congressman George Santos has an affinity for Botox. No judgment, but you can't use campaign donations for your face.
It's not the first call to remove him from Congress. He should have been gone as soon as it was discovered that he was a fraud, but House Republicans chose to protect him because they needed his vote. Kevin McCarthy chose to look the other way instead of holding members of his own party accountable. Apparently the GOP is okay with the phony in their ranks as long as he toes the party line. It's not terribly surprising that George Santos made the announcement that he was not going to run for re-election. Amidst legal problems that may alter his life, Santos still maintains that he did nothing wrong. George Santos has lied about his education, religion, and his work experience. The Ethics Committee determined that Santos placed his desire for private gain above his duty to uphold the Constitution, federal law, and ethical principles. While some of his staff was not getting paid, Santos was spending big money on Atlantic City trips and living it up during the weekend to the Hamptons.
Speaking of peel, is it true that you have an OnlyFans page and you can peel a banana with your feet?
I don't have one, and it's, I'll indulge you this. I just discovered what OnlyFans was about 3 weeks ago when it was brought up in a discussion in my office.
What do you think?
And I was oblivious to the whole concept.
You just can't tell the truth.
He reportedly spent $1,500 on Botox, and it surfaced that he spent campaign money on a porn site, OnlyFans. These are the types of shenanigans that House leadership ignored for so long. The investigation found a pattern of campaign committee expenditures that suggested that Santos participated in a scheme to defraud the system. Santos sees the writing on the wall. He knows that he won't win. He's just acting like he has a choice in the matter. George Santos deserves to be in jail for his criminal activities, not working on Capitol Hill. While Santos lived it up on campaign funds, he maintained a terrible credit score. It's alleged that he paid his credit card bills with campaign donations. George Santos is a thief that lied his way into a six-figure salary. He has done nothing for the district that elected him either. He is a con artist who should be in handcuffs. The George Santos saga has been a distraction from the beginning. The Republicans refusing to deal with him is a bigger issue. The GOP leadership sold this country out when they looked the other way with Santos. The entire Republican Party is complicit in the George Santos saga. They enabled his deceitful behavior and are ultimately responsible for not holding him accountable. The Republican Party has become a pathetic group of losers, and that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.